Hey guys, all right, today is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. I had a gig tonight booked at 806 Coffee Lounge. Every bar in Amarillo, Texas, which is where I'm at right now, is closed. Not very happy that I had to pay for a hotel room tonight. It's $50 that I did not make today. I got a room last night just because I got a discount from the venue, but I played a gig right there, but tonight I'm really not happy about taking a hotel room. So I want to talk to you guys. I'm going to do a more long-form video about songwriting. Now, as you guys know, my live set is it's kind of all over the place in terms of what the music is. Am I playing punk rock? Am I playing psychobilly? Am I playing like Beatle-esque stuff? Am I playing rockabilly? Hey, is that cowboy? Am I just a cover artist? Yes, all of it is true. I could be anything. Any bar that wants to pay me a fair rate and is in my route, I'll play. And I try to match their vibe. If they want just a guy sitting in the corner playing covers, I just play covers. If they actually want the true authentic me, yeah, it's going to be pretty gnarly. It's going to be pretty punk rock, but not overly so. You know, still, it's very melody-centric. I do need gigs every night because this is my living. If I can't get the $500 gig, I'll settle on the $300 gig. If I can't get the $300 gig, I'll settle on the $200 gig. You get it. Now, my most recent song that I put out is my cover of Slow Down, which is a Larry Williams song from 1958 that the Beatles covered in '64, and it goes like this. I'm so happy to hear that. Well, come on, Willie, I want you to walk with me. Come on, Willie, baby, I want you to talk with me. Come on, Willie, baby, I'll give you one more chance. Try to see our romance slow down. Baby, now you're moving way too fast. You gotta give me a little love, give me a little love. Oh, if you want our love to last. Well, I used to walk you home, baby, after school, carried your books home too. But now you don't care a dime for me. Baby, what you trying to do? You better slow down. Baby, now you're moving way too fast. You gotta give me a little love, give me a little love. If you want our love to last. So now, here is what music is. Music is melody, harmony, rhythm. That's all music is. And if you can write something unique enough within those three parameters, you have original music. Now, here is the way I like to write a song. I come up with a melodic figure. It's always a melody and harmony thing for me, and maybe rhythm too. Like I want songs and certain rhythms. But primarily it's a melody harmony thing. And then the rhythm kind of, just puts it where I can dance to it. Songs can be in any key. I tuned my guitar to C partially because of my cover will slow down. I remember there was one day in 2022, right? So, like, my history with guitar tunings, like everyone coming up in the 90s, I knew about drop D, and I tried to use it, but again, if you're playing too riffy stuff, hey, Pablo, what's going on? Right. Oh, I'm so glad. Now, I remember I was like messing around like, I bought a pack of baritone strings for my Sunburst Telecaster. And I liked it. I liked the sound of those baritone strings tuned. The first day I got it, I tuned it to B, but it was a little too loose for my taste. This is like in early to mid-November of 2022. Roughly, I'd say about a tiny bit over 2 years ago now. So I remember like early November, I played this one gig at Brooklyn Music Kitchen. And I played standard tuning, and that was the least of the problems of that gig. I'll never play a place like that again. This hotel room cost less than what they tried to charge me for the luxury playing on their stage. Luckily, I got out of there without paying them and without them taking any of my gear as collateral. I guarantee you the band that went after me did not. I guess the owner or whoever it was I emailed with them took me for a sucker. And then loading it, I was like, yeah, let me get it for my car. Let me just, and I guess I looked, I play music to make money, not to pay money. It's one thing me play for nothing in a venue or for a cut of the bar or for less than I think it's worth money. So like musical conventions, let's take my song Blacklist, which is in the key of A. When I originally recorded it, I had an acoustic guitar strum the intro. Now you gotta remember, 4th fret is open tuning. Somebody knows just what they're doing to undermine my life to ruin. Well, it's all just because my efforts disregard are the blacklisted. Try to tell my friends about it. They must have lost your mind. They all claim not to know who I am or why I show. I'm blacklisted. Nobody ever told me how something like this can happen, or how it can happen to me. Now I feel it becomes a lifetime obsession. I thought the transformation now too. Now, as you can hear, it sounds perfectly fine in the key of A. If I was playing open tuning, yeah, that would sound great. But I realized early on in the career of my one-man band, which has really started in 2022. Yes, I did some one-man band stuff in like 2019. It was kind of like, Arkham's were on a sort of hiatus because my singer lived in Kingston. I lived in New York. I had a ton of songs. Not New York. I lived on Long Island. There's a 3-hour difference between us. My main act is the Arkhams. Always has been, always will be. Now, I realized that with the money I'm generating on this tour, it's unattractive for anyone else. People might look at me as crazy to have spent $50 on this hotel room. Or that just might be the cheeky about me. Yeah, I'm a cheapskate. I'm not happy or proud of this $50 purchase of a hotel room. I'd rather went live at a bar. Even the few bars that were open, they didn't have music tonight. I was like, hey, I'll come, I'll play you a stage like normally. Now, I was playing Blacklist, right? Key of A natural. It's really an A mixolydian song. And why I say mixolydian is you can't really tell. I use modes in terms of chords and melody. I'm not a soloist, nor do I really like hearing guitar solos in my music. Other people's music, the solo is really good, but I like instrumental breaks. I like fills. I like rhythm guitar. I like supporting guitars. I like a guitar army. How one of the guys is doing this. And then the second guitar player would be doing something like this. Hearing those two together sounds better to me than I can't even play lead guitar to save my life. Carry the 9 and Daniel IOU. John's Big Toe. Dean Bowers, hi, good. Stars, nice. All right, so now I like to hear songs like, their keys and then the modes, where it is. This song happens to be in A mixolydian. I wrote it in a standard tune guitar. I've experimented with doing it in B flat and in A flat. Let me just play it for you in both keys. In B flat, it sounds like this. Go on tour with my band. Absolutely. Where are you guys based out of? The Band Garden. Thank you so much for saying that. Somebody knows just what they're doing to undermine my life to ruin. But it's all just because my efforts seem to go. I've been black. Yeah. See that last one? Still. Right? If I was having a night like tonight where I'm just like, I don't feel like singing that Nashville, Tennessee. I'm coming to Nashville, Tennessee on Wednesday, February 5th. I'm booking Springwater. If you guys are interested, email me, bobcatofficialmusic1@gmail.com. And let's see this. Can I? Okay. There you go. All right. So email me, bobcatofficialmusic1, like number 1@gmail.com. And we'll make it happen. Now, that was me playing my song Blacklisted in A flat. Let me try that one now in, not A flat, B flat. Play that same song, those same chords in A flat. And this is how I determine the key of the song. Keys don't actually matter. Hi, Kenneth Hillington on Instagram. So I'll play it for you in A flat. Somebody knows just what they're doing to undermine my life to ruin. Well, it's all just because my efforts seem to be gone. I've been blacklisted. tell my friends about it. They say you must have lost your mind. They all claim not to know who I am or what I show. I've been blacklisted. Nobody ever told me how something like this can happen, or how it can happen to me. Nevertheless, you've evicted from polite conversation about the transformation they'll see. And if I was having a night where I sensed my vocal register was coming down, like today, A flat would be suitable. Most nights I like to peak my voice to where my voice, some guys have a voice that peaks in the low. It's funny because one of the best baritone vocals I know, my friend Yotes, right? He cables his guitar on the 6th fret on his song Tanks of Unleaded. Now, what does that mean? The song's in B flat minor. I can play it like this. Whether, and what's the other one? 19 Crows. That song is capable of 3. He's got a deep, powerful baritone voice. You'd think he'd play it open, but he doesn't. And that's because, instant lights. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That song is in the key of C minor. I see, I have an open C minor, but most, I'll do an imitation of it. I don't have his voice, nor do I have, nor do I know exactly what he did, but. You would think, but, whereas I can just do. But that's where, so as I said, key does not matter to any other person other than the singer. And that is what controls the key of the song. The vocals determine the key of the song. Because I always tell people who play instruments, learn the music and learn how to transpose yourself in any key at any time. That's what makes a real musician. For instance, my song Blacklisted. This guitar tuned C, that's the equivalent of playing in D flat, because the song is in the key of A. My song Blacklisted is in the key of A, which means if I want to sound the key of A on my C standard guitar and have open notes, I must capo 1, I have a natural or a mixolydian. I don't have a minor because that's not a conducive key. That I might actually capo up on the fourth fret and just have an open key. But a mixolydian, I'm playing, now that I have capo 1, it's like I'm in C mixolydian. But capo 1, again, you got to understand my knowledge of music theory. I tend to know a lot about music theory without being one of these, solo guys who just plays to impress. I play chords, so like, and some of the greatest lead guitar players I've met in America struggled with me, with me. The one guy who really didn't, who seemed to struggle the least, was my friend Noah from the Sea Monks, a band from San Diego. He seems to, and then when I played the Bancroft Bar the next night, he came out and he brought his telly, and he played alongside me. I told him, like, yeah, the song's in the key of A, just follow the chords. He knows that in his standard tuned Telecaster, right, is the same as me going C to F with capo 1. So I'm going, somebody knows just what they're doing to undermine my life to ruin. Well, it's all just because my efforts disregard. I've been blacklisted. Try to tell my friends about it. They say you must have lost your mind. They all claim not to know who I am or what I show. I've been blacklisted. Nobody ever told me how something like this can happen, or how it can happen to me. Now that I seem to be evicted from a light conversation, a darker transformation now too. And notice how the instrumental break, if I write a song and I write an instrumental break, is never lead guitar. Even though I'm playing, I mean, you hear a guitar. Part of the song is also, for my one-man band, maybe not for the Arkhams, but definitely my one-man band, that tremolo effect on my electric guitar is so crucial because that dictates the feel of the song. This song I have a fast tremolo indicating a triplet feel. Even though that's not in the rhythm where I play, in certain parts of the song, but, I mean, I'm going back and forth. But you hear the tremolo on my guitar. I can't play the tremolo here because I'm in a hotel room. I'm just going to play acoustic. But, plus all my effects on my guitar. And I have a pretty extensive board. Distant Lights. Oh, thank you so much for saying that, Distant Lights. So my song Don't Walk Down the Stairs Backwards, right? Dun, dun, da, 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 right? Ba 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 ba. Da 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 do do do. right? That's the kick drum, right? You see how the tremolo is kind of like a metronome. It's kind of like it like dictates the feel of the song more than anything else. Like not even the tempo. It dictates, or my song "Smoke Show Girl." That's another perfect example of a song where I like to. Now this song is in A flat. I originally wrote it in the key of F. I'll play it in the original way. Smoke show girl, nothing but a lead on. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Chasing her is like following the weather. Try all you want, but you'll never be together. She'll find another, that's a guarantee. Notice the open strings are harder in the key of A natural for what that song is. If the song needed more of an open A, and that's the cage system, you're always going to be playing. There's a few exceptions where I play in F, where that's actually the best key. There's Little Town Flirt by Del Shannon, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, How I Told You Leave. Those three songs require F formation. Again, remember what I said, key does not matter. I don't think any of those three songs are in the key of F. In fact, I know Little Town Flirt is, I'm sure it's in the key of D flat. That's this song. What I strive for in a song like that is to have the melody to really, like, that I wouldn't want to do, That move is harder than... Here's where it gets interesting. Cage system. Every song is going to be in C, A, G, E, D. It's usually in that order. If you're talking about pop music, distant lights, very active pinky. Yes, on a song like that, I don't like the active pinky movements because it's less fluid than, right? That is less fluid than this. What I just did there, perfect example. See, I would write that into a song. That to me is a perfect. But I would totally use that for a song. I would go. I'd land. that's what I mean. You want now. After hearing myself back on that original version of Smoke Show Girl, where again it's me as a full band. I'm doing, I think, 5 guitar tracks. I'm doing a bass track and a fuzz bass. I'm doing an organ. I'm doing drums. I got like 5 or 6 vocal harmonies going. You know, Smoke Show Girl, nothing but a leader. Sweet, sweet words. Tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Now, contrast that. Again, my voice isn't peaking on that. What I try to do is I try to get my voice not to be high. But what I strive for is my voice to be peaking, kind of like Marvin Gaye. All right, Marvin Gaye did not have a high voice for a dude. He had a pretty fat baritone. But his producer, Berry Gordy, when he strained that voice and you got that, not strained, not like sing so high, but you get into your range, you can lean into your vocals. That's when it becomes extremely interesting, where you feel the power in your voice. And that's why the key of F Ionian, and yes, I do use modes, the F Ionian key is too low to get my voice in Smoke Show Girl. I'll play it one more time in F, and I'll play it in the current key that I played in, A flat. Smoke Show Girl, nothing but a leader. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. And again, you got, because of that high, not high, because of that a cappella moment in the music, you have to be able to remember the pitches in your head. I could go, Smoke Show Girl, Smoke Show Girl. Again, I know where the pitches are in relation. Everything's in relation. You got to remember, all it is voices, notes. Now, the key that I currently played in, and I'm going to release a new version of this song at some point this year, A flat. Smoke Show Girl, nothing but a leader. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Chasing her as I follow forever. Try all you want, but you'll never be together. She'll find another, that's a guarantee. Hush, hush, words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. Now, a few things that I like about that A flat key for that song. Smoke Show Girl. Here I am. I'm a dude with a tenor 1 voice, right? I'm not a tenor. I'm sorry, a tenor 2 voice. I always mix that up. The 2 is the lower. So I am a lower tenor. There's bass 2, which is the lowest bass, bass 1, which is baritone, tenor 2, which is a lower tenor. Most dudes are actually tenor 2. Most dudes out there are tenor 2. And then tenor 1 are like the dudes with very high voices. McCartney in the 60s. In the 90s, I was a tenor 1. And I'd say up until 2005, and then I became a tenor 2. I'd say in 2006, my year with the Arkhams, I remember that was the first time I had a hard time playing in A and not A flat. And of course, in that band, the other musicians hate the keys that aren't open. You know, but music's music. And if you want to get the best performance out of the singer, which is the hardest instrument in the band to tune, drummer's easy. You tune your drums. If the drum is too high for a song, you tune it lower. If the drum is too low for a song, you tune it higher. Guitar, all right? If you're playing in standard tuning, right? I play in C because first time I'm kind of cheap by down. Exactly. No, distant lights. You're exactly right about that. Can kind of cheat by down tune. I down tune. Guns N' Roses tuned to E flat. Hendrix early on had E tuning. Unlike Purple Haze, Foxy Lady. He then was tuned to E flat at his like 68, 69 shows. On Voodoo Child, the 15-minute long version from Electric Ladyland, he had his Strat tuned to D. A lot of late 60s music is guitar tuned to D. Yesterday, by the Beatles. You know, McCartney had his guitar in D standard on that song. Because you clearly hear it. It's, you know... Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday. Suddenly, why again? But yeah, Lil Wing. What album was that on? That was on Axis Bold as Love. What year? That was very end of '67, early '68. At that point, Hendrix already discovered that I would say, unless you're playing my Strat sounds great in the key of C standard. With my what I do on my electrics and my acoustic is I take a 14 and 18 for the top. You know, if I'm playing, you know, I get away with this tuning, and you know I love my mid-range. You know, I try to make sure that it's not too flabby, it's not scooped. I love it pretty, you know, and to get the most mid-range out of the guitar is to have that standard tuning. So you'd think a guy like me would have standard tuning or one step flat on Fenders, a la Hendrix. A lot of guys tune their Stratocaster and Tellys and Jazzmasters to E flat, whereas I tune it to C. What I do on my electrics is I get 13 gauge flat wounds. I like the D'Addario Chromes the best, and then I replace the two top strings with a 14 and 18. That's what works best for me right now. I would even go for a 15 and 19. I'm going to try that out on my acoustic actually next time around. Just because I do like that, you know, I like a heftier sound on my guitars. Not hefty, just, you know, very mid-range forward. Not at all, you know, but not like so mid-rangey, not like all just mid-range. I like a mid-range sound. You know, again, think Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly sounds very mid-rangey. It's jangly, but it's very mid-rangey. Same thing as the Beatles. So back to my song, Smoke Show Girl. Why I like that song in A flat. First of all, my guitar tunes to C. I remember discovering C tuning about half a year, because that was in November. I discovered the one-man band, you know, chord melodies when I was like... So that was in April and May. Really April, I discovered. Because I remember my first album was released on April 22nd of 2022. That's when Smoke and Mirrors, Things have changed, but the full like overdub versions of those songs. I'm going to be releasing all those songs this year as like alternative versions to those songs, just because I've been playing them live for 2 years. I've been interacting with audiences, and they've been changing. So, and then in like early November of 2022, a little over 2 years ago, Little Red 1950 drum. What's going on? So, November of 22 was when I discovered the C tuning. I remember messing around with a set of baritone strings on my Sunburst Telly and liking Rick Burns Studios. Liking what I heard. First I played in B, but B was a little bit too slack. You know, strings are flopping all over the place. Even those strings. That was just baritone strings before I went back to using flat wounds. I really like flat wounds on my guitar, on my electrics, most of my electrics. There's one or two that round wounds still work on, but I prefer flats. I like that mid-range. It's very rock and roll, very first period rock and roll to me. All my Fender guitars, you know, single coils and like the brighter sounding pickups. You know, not all of them. Filtertrons are too bright and too dark. Don't work well with flat wounds. I've learned that over many years of using them. Humbuckers don't work with flat wounds. P90 sort of. I've made them work. Firebird pickups definitely don't. That's why I'm changing them. On that one Telecaster that I got. But so I'm telling you about my song. Smoke Show Girl was recorded August of 22. So now, not only did Smoke Show, you know, I usually just hit the Smoke Show Girl, nothing but a lead on. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Notice my voice holds, and it's more powerful in the key of A flat. I tried it in every key. Watch what happens when I play it in G. I use the A formation, which isn't as great because of the next part of the song. Smoke show girl, nothing but a lead on. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Right? But why this song just screams A flat? Because I got the A flat tune. Chasing her as I follow you. Try all you want, but you'll never be together. She'll find another, that's a guarantee. Hush, hush, words to hear. She's so insincere. She only... Alright, now that part. That's, you know... Could have chose G, and my voice probably would have sounded fine in G, except I get a little more power on those high notes with the A flat, which is important on a song like that. Again, my music, even though it looks very guitar focused, it really isn't. It's vocal focused, it's chord focused, it's melody focused. It's not guitar focused. This is just the tool I use to get you there. But I'll tell you that the verses are why I like the A flat. So follow the way, try all you want, but you'll never be together. She'll find another, that's a guarantee. Harsh, harsh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. Her love's not permanent, so you better be content in the fact your advances will be irrelevant. I tried so many times, it's a uphill road to climb, isn't it? Right? That verse. Harsh, harsh words to hear. Notice. And that's why I like the A flat key, because when I am in, when you're in the key of A flat, the Phrygian minor chord is that C minor. And with those open strings, now I could have done it like here, right, on the first position, but I like getting all. It's the help riff actually, and help. Right, and my song "Smoke Shall Grow." It's not. It's kind of, but it's got two other Beatles songs that are way more prevalent in that. Mainly, "Gotta Get You Into My Life." Tell you I need you. Want to be near you every single day of my life. Right? You can't unhear that on "Smoke Shall Grow." And then the other song, because of the intro, probably more, Again, that song is actually in the key, on the album, it's in the key of D. On the Beatles' second album or on Past Masters or the B-side to She Loves You, it's key of D. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy 'cause I know. I'll imagine I'm in love with you. Many times before. It sounds like me. You pretend that I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you in the end. Right? But then my favorite version of that song by a mile is their live version of that, which is in the key of E. And that's on Anthology 1. You hear the electricity in that room. That's going to me what a show is supposed to be like. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy 'cause I know. I've imagined I'm in love with you many times before. It's not like me to pretend. But I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you in the end. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That vocal performance is awesome. Go listen to it on the Anthology 1, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The vocal performance on that version, and you feel the energy in the room. I don't know how they decided, to raise the key to E, but that's that song coming alive. And those are the two songs where I pull, Smoke Show Girl, nothing but a lead on. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Chasing her as I follow the weather. I know you won't, but you'll never be together. Notice, I'm playing the bass line. I like layers in my music. Layers. That's the bass line. That is not the guitar line. Again, my, chill, girl, there's nothing but a lead. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be. All she'll leave for you is a memory. And then the drums are like, Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she memory. Chasing her as I follow the weather. I know you want, but you'll never be together. Not another, that's a guarantee. Harsh, harsh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. Her love's not permanent. Right there, you hear a lot of what I call modal interchange. Not modal interchange because it's on a different note, but you hear how when you hear that, you know you're not hearing. It's in the same key. It's only in the key of A flat, right? But I'm going this and this, there's some chromatic notes. Again, I know too much theory for my own good, but it actually helps me on writing my songs. It doesn't hinder me because this ain't virtuoso shit. This is actually, my phone's moving. This ain't level 10 guitar. This is like level 2 or level 3 guitar. And Simon P. Farrell, what's going on, dude? So yeah, they do have power. I agree with that because when they were working with George Martin understood what I'm talking about just maximizing your voice on every song. Just because a song is in the key of E doesn't mean that your voice getting those notes is going to sound great in the key of A. Playing flat keys for me tend to include more out-of-key notes, I think. Well, that's if you're playing standard tune guitar. If I was playing this on a standard tune guitar, A flat, say I were to play it in, this is standard tune guitar, right? When I'm on my 4th fret, because I'm in the key of C, right? So, smoke show girl, nothing but a lead. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be. All she'll leave for you is a memory, right? Here's my workaround for that. I'm playing with another guitar player, and they're in that key, and they have a hard time. Watch this. My cake bow 5 is your cake bow 1. So you come into the session, right, or the gig or whatnot. If I have like a little time at a gig, I always like to bring up the other guitar players in the scene, just to see how they are, how they play. Yeah, I do standard tune guitars. Most players standard tune. But my cable, now watch this. Now you are in the key of A flat by any other name. I'm using G formations, but I'm on cake bow 1. And remember, my music is all chords. You can hack a gig with me playing all chords and no lead notes whatsoever. Because my emphasis is on the melody, the harmony, and rhythm. And lead guitar parts in my music, where I do orchestrate for a second guitar player, is never hash. I'm never just going to say, let it rip. Oh, Wes Halegas, what's going on, dude? That's my friend Brody's dad. So now, I know you guys are getting hammered with snow. I'm in Amarillo, Texas, and they treat 3 inches of snow like it's a foot. I guess it's a number of things. But watch what I do. Now, I'm like on cake bow 1, so this is me as my second guitar player. Smoke show. I memorized that. No, smoke show girl, nothing but a leader. Sweet, sweet words, tomorrow she will be gone. All she'll leave for you is a memory. Chasing her as I follow with the weather. Try all you want, but you'll never be together. She'll find another, that's a guarantee. Harsh, harsh words, and you don't even have to move the bass with me because I like counterpoint, right? So here I am on my verse of my song. Harsh, harsh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. Her love's not permanent, so you better be content. In the doctor dances would be irrelevant. Right? Or if you want to get gnarly and show your guitar expertise, watch this. Smoke show. Find another, that's to guarantee. All Josh was to hear. She's so insincere. Hey. That's where I'd want. I wanted the lowest possible register. Again, Dwayne Eddy effect. Remember, think like you're Dwayne Eddy playing alongside Chet Atkins in that point. Right? But watch this. Harsh, harsh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. Her love's not permanent. Better be content. In the fact your dances will be irrelevant. See, that is what I call guitar 201. It's a little bit more than 101. Harsh, harsh words to hear. Right? Again, that's Motown. You know, I know there's a Motown song that has that exact riff in it in a walk down like that. You know, harsh, harsh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only can, right? Harsh, harsh words to hear. So insincere. Only cares about. I don't care what octave. I prefer the lower octave down. Insincere. How it all appears. Right? Appears. Now you're. So insincere. Only cares how it all appears. 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 Oh, appears. Do you hear that note? Where that note went in the music? Now you're playing an opposite note of what the bass is playing, an opposite note of the melody, and that's about as lead guitar as my music will ever get. You know, where's she here? She's so insincere. Only cares about how it all appears. Now, watch this. The sword. Don't go back and. I can play that next. I can show you how to break down that song next. Absolutely. All Josh words to hear. All Josh words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares about how it all appears. I'd rather it be there. Appears. You know, I'd be praising your lead guitar skills if you just did those two notes. Appears. Her love's not permanent, so you better be content in the fact your advances will be irrelevant. I've tried so many times this up and those lines. That's another part. I tried so many times. The chords in the song don't go like that. Chai Holguin, what's going on, dude? So the chords actually go, I tried so many times. This uphill road to climb is an exercise in futility. I tried so many times, this uphill road to climb. What I'm doing is not that. I'm going, I tried so many times, this uphill road to climb is an exercise in futility. Notice, because I am my bass player, I am my rhythm guitar player, I am my organ player, I am my lead guitar player. Which one of those instruments gets dropped first? Lead guitar. I don't care who you are. You're dropped first if you're lead guitar. You're dropped last if you are bass. With a rhythmic feel. Again, this is in my one-man band ism. I got a very rudimentary drum kit that I could play sort of okay. I know I'm not 1,000%, my legs, my rhythms, I'd say about 80% at this point. Early on in tour, they were probably 20%. So I'm growing as a foot drummer. I'm not there yet. Take away my guitar, my foot drums don't mean a thing. But watch this. Oh, shush, words to hear. She's so insincere. She only cares. Notice what I'm doing. Only cares. Right? I am spelling out a major seventh on the 4. She only cares. That's my Burt Bacharach moment. Because of his riff, Oh, hey, Leo. Buzzing fret? I know the first fret ain't buzzing. Notice that is a hard riff to play open. So when I cover Walk On By, I don't even know the original key. I think it might have been A. But I like G, just so in case I gotta join in. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Foolish. Even that's too high for me. So maybe, I'd have to play it because you need the A minor. So maybe a F. No, sadly, no show tonight. There's 3 inches of snow on the ground. Everyone in Amarillo is shut down. So this is the best I can do. I'm paying $50 to do this live stream, by the way. I am paying $50 to stay in a hotel room and do this live stream. If I didn't need to go live, I wouldn't have spent my money on a hotel. I am living very meagerly. I've been selling guitars every week. Not with me. Not on the road with me. But, guitars at home, I'm like, hey, how much do I need this Epiphone J45? How much do I need? Last week I sold my Casino. How much do I need my John Lennon Casino? Not as much as I need to stay on the road and grow this. I'd rather just went live at a bar. Do I have many guitars? I mean, I have a lot for a dude of my stature meaning like a kind of, lesser known act. For under 1 million Spotify listeners, yeah, I have kind of too many guitars. But for a dude who just likes guitar, it's my fun. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't gamble excessively other than, being on the road. I don't take any drugs. I don't live a particularly lavish lifestyle. I'm staying at a Days Inn in the outskirts of Amarillo, Texas. So that's not a lavish lifestyle. So, guy like me, hey, I'll tell you all the guitars that I'm thinking about selling in the next 6 months. I got a 1960s. I never really drank. Tried it in my 20s. I mean, not like heavily. I tried a drink in my 20s, and not liking the taste of it, certainly not liking the after effects about it, made me not want it. And I never tried anything else. I never liked the smell of cigarettes or marijuana or anything else. I don't find use in that. So, you know, all my insanity is actually genuine. It's not, hey, that's hard to do. I know it's hard to do. All my insanity is actually up here and not from some foreign, some foreign input, you know. But, all right, so in the late 90s, I got a Gibson B45 12-string when I was a big Birds fan. And I realized if you want to get the Bird sound, you don't go acoustic, you go electric. But I invested $1,100 into that guitar, and I thought that guitar was great for that acoustic folk rock. Again, the acoustic 12-string is strummed on a lot of records, you know. You know, even... Hang on. And to be honest with you, I can get the 12-string sound. Hey, if you want it, email me at bobcatofficialmusic1, the number 1 at gmail.com. Oh, Guild makes great 12-string. Figure it out, because I will sell you that guitar. If you're anywhere near Long Island, New York, and I can get it to you with one of my family members, yours. Just email me and I'll discuss price. I'll get you some photos. Before I put that guitar up on Reverb, I will certainly make it worth your while to come pick that up. You know, plus Gibson instruments, I really don't like them just because it got a short scale. If it's a short scale, that means I have less tuning options. I have less tuning options. Love the Guilds. Yeah, I've played a few jumbos from the 70s. I also like their acoustics. Like their electrics, too. I like, what's not to like? I especially like the prices on them now. You can OGify, as in like buy the traditional sounding pickup and the traditional wiring for any guitar, any electric guitar, and make it into what the classic is. You can go out and buy an Epiphone ES335 and for a few $100 on top of the $500, $600, $700 it costs now to buy, you can turn that into a 1958-59 spec 335. That's if I like 335s. I don't care for them. They sound better in other hands. Casino, same thing. I'm a huge Wheels fan, but I don't care for Beatles guitars all that much. Other than maybe the Harrison Rubber Soul Strat. Yeah, even that. I could live without it. Or like, I know John Lennon played a Jazzmaster once. But do I really care? Yeah, Squiers sound great. My number 1 and number 2 guitars, which are both Jazzmasters, my number 1 is a white Squier Classic 5 Jazzmaster from 2021 that I got rid of the original neck. My friend Chris Morell carved the new neck. And it's wide as hell nut. It's got great locking tuners. I like locking tuners, not vintage tuners. It's got the good string trees because I like string trees. Again, with the tunings that I use, yeah, same here. I'm more of a Fender guy, and acoustically, I like, this guitar. It was $125 at the Guitar Center. Distant Lights. I want to get a Squier Classic Live 50 strat. Absolutely, I highly recommend that. Andrew Gomez Music joined on Instagram. Do you have a Rickenbacker, and can you play Honky Tonk Women by the Stones? All right, I had a Rickenbacker 330 back in like 2004, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Early Arkham shows, including our one at the Continental. Squires, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree with you, L. So at the Arkham's Continental show, I was using my Rickenbacker 330. Now, what I didn't like about that guitar was, first of all, it was a flat radius, narrow nut width, and because of the set neck, or that this was actually a body through, so it was a neck through design, right? You couldn't, like on Fenders, what I do is I shim the neck, or even my Strats and Tellys. I'll shim the neck so it goes back like this. You know, kind of like Gibsons have a really nice neck angle, how they go back like this, and then the headstocks go back like that. I just like string trees. I heard they don't stay in tune well either. Right, no, my Rick did not stay in tune. The high gain pickups are not as dynamic as Toaster Tops. If I had the guitar with Toaster Tops, I would love to get a Squier Classic 5 Strat. If I was going to do Rickenbacker or Fire guitar, it would be a Squier Classic 5 Strat. Again, because the John Lennon Rickenbacker was actually a Strat. Call Straight a Straight. It was a neck-through Stratocaster. By any other name, it was short scale, so you can get up really high. You know, a lot of those riffs, you know, Hold Me Tight, which is not the greatest Beatles song, would not be that good without this. So check this out. It feels so right now, hold me tight. Tell me I'm the only one, and then I might never be the lonely one. So hold me tight tonight, with you. Hold me tight, just go on loving you tonight. That would not be a reality without Lennon's Rickenbacker. Same could be said about the I Feel Fine. No, that was actually on the acoustic, because you need, like, you know, to get that, you gotta go. The C tuning also gets you that on a 25 scale. We back. Oh, hell yeah. So you're the ones from Nashville. Yeah, you said you got a high school band going. So yeah, a few years message to fine folks at Sweetwater Summer Club. And how long have I been playing music? I've been playing music since before any of you guys were alive. I first picked up a guitar in 1984. My dad had a Giannini acoustic. I have an Ibanez and a Fender 87. Oh, those are the Johnny Greenwood amps, aren't they? And Ibanez makes a great guitar. I especially love their 70s and 80s, like Lawsuit Series guitars. I think they're the best. Yeah, it's crazy. I was born in 86. All right, yeah. So older millennials. I'm like either the youngest Gen X or the oldest millennials. I'm a cusp baby on both my zodiac signs and my generations. I am the true definition of a cusp baby. I was born on the cusp of Gen X and millennial. I'm an Xennial. And then zodiac sign, I was born, you can either say the very last day of Taurus or the very first day of Gemini, May 22nd. Do I like any of the punk rock stuff? Of course I like punk rock. Yeah, let me play you something from that. You don't get any more punk rock than The Clash. Can I play any other instrument other than guitar? All right. Well, I mean, I play extensions of guitar. I play electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass, both electric and upright, although I am far better at electric bass. How I rank myself as an electric bass player? 7 out of 10. Good enough for any gig. I'm not a virtuoso, but music was never made by or for virtuosos. And if virtuoso is what you're seeking, you're not going to be seeking a guy like me. Upright bass, I got to get my chops up better. I work with a really good upright player, so much so that I don't want anyone else to play upright on my music other than Matt from the Arkhams. And trust me, people offer all the time. They're like, oh, can I join you on the upright bass? Because I know that's the most visually striking instrument, especially in the psychobilly scene. Oh, you're from Washington State? Yeah. I was just in Washington State like last month. I was doing check out Yotes. I encourage you, Lee L. Go check out my friend Yotes. Go check out the Mighty Royal Sloan. Go check out the Rock Octopus. Go check out my friend Lee Thomas Jensen in his band. What are they called? They were awesome. Lee TJ on Instagram. LEETJ. I forget his band, but they were like halfway between jam band and punk rock. I got a kick out of them. They were cool people. These guys are all from Washington. Yeah, they're all from the Star Matriarch's another one from the Seattle-Tacoma area. James Honeycutt, oh man, he has a wealth of material. You got to listen to James Honeycutt. Stoned Evergreen Travelers. There's another one who I liked. Two for the Apocalypse, which is a side project of Stoned Evergreen Travelers. Doc RX, he's more cabaret. They're more like a cabaret act. But if there's three who I encourage you to check out from Washington, Yotes, just YOTES, or on YouTube, Yotes Music. He's picking up steam in that area. Great songwriter. Great vocals. Highly recommend Yotes over anyone else. Mighty Royal Sloan, if you want something to sound similar to me on my shows, Mighty Royal Sloan. I think I've seen him, actually. Yeah, you would know if you've heard his music. It's very distinct, very good songwriting. There's songs that speaks for itself. I couldn't, whether you like roots Americana, me and him are both post-psychobilly. Yeah, his music kind of references it, as does mine. Kind of rockabilly. It's a label that's unfairly given. He Band Garden. Bobcat, do you need some musicians to play with you? You know what? On gigs, I want people to either learn or come very prepared to play like rudimentary. For instance, if I'm playing, I like rhythm guitar players a lot. I like electric bass, especially with flat rounds and like not a turned up amp, like electric bass, just like, if I'm playing. If you could play that stuff on the electric bass and keep it like a James Jamerson, Paul McCartney sound, yeah. Or rhythm guitar, just like strum behind the notes and really feel that groove, then yes. Yeah, I'm actually coming back to Washington in June. I got a bunch of shows lined up. I'm playing at Marcy's Bar and Grill. Marcy's Bar and Grill in Walla Walla. I'm playing at Whistling Jack's Lodge in Natchez, Washington. That's like in the mountains. It's a beautiful resort there. Do I like old 70s rock? Name 5 bands from old 70s rock. Oh, hell yeah. Because, all right, my favorite 70s band is probably Badfinger. I like Big Star. I like Cheap Trick. I like The Cars. I kind of more associated with the 80s. Their best album was in the 70s. Definitely close to Winnetachi. I don't know where Winnetachi is. So yeah, who do I like from the 70s? If you're talking about Led Zeppelin, I know their stuff. I went through a phase listening to Led Zeppelin in like summer '99. And every now and then I like Dazed and Confused. That's a really cool dynamic song. Not melodic enough for me. It's too... All right, Grateful Dead had one incredible song in the mid-'60s. The Golden Road to Unlimited Devotion. I like their Workman's Dead album enough. Greta Van Fleet, they're too riffy for me. They're not melodic enough. I can appreciate them. It's a Place You're Playing in Washington. Achilles' Last Stand. That's an all right song, Achilles' Last Stand. I don't dislike it. I could probably listen to it once a year. Most Zeppelin. I like Babe I'm Gonna Leave You too. You know the... which I think is based on While My Guitar Gently Weeps, because the best version of that song in the 60s is a band called Quicksilver Messenger Service. That's too high for my voice because I'm not 25 anymore. Chronologically, it's old, but to me, it's not really an old style. It's, again, because I'm such a melody guy, 60s stuff speaks to me more than 70s. 60s, whether you're talking about, you know, British Invasion, which is my favorite, or the American Response like garage rock. I like early psychedelic rock, not jam bands. I like psychedelic rock. You know, again, Grateful Dead, Golden Road to Unlimited Devotion. I love that recorded version. The 2-minute version of that song is great. I'm sure they have 20-minute version of that song where I'm just like, I'm bored after the first minute and a half. But the 2-minute version of Golden Road, or like Workman's Dead, American Beauty, Box of Rain. Can't even play it. But that's cool. I mean, once a year, twice a year, maybe I can listen to that song. Same thing as Ripple. We are original. We also do a lot of covers. Cool. What kind of covers do you guys do? So, you know, you got songs like that. Do I love them? No. But I can listen to them once a year. Jefferson Airplane, probably twice a year. I like... don't you want to Again, that song has a Dorian flavor to it. A lot of 60s stuff actually has a Dorian flavor, which I like. See, Beatles I don't group as a band like that. Yeah, I mean, they're the ultimate 60s band. They're my favorite band of all time. Haven't had our first show yet. Reach out to DIY. Look up Bacon's Bits. Follow his information. You'll love his stuff. Coming soon. I would love to show in Knoxville. I've been trying to get booked there, and In Sireville? Where's Sireville? Sireville, Tennessee. Tell me where. I'll come down to Sireville, Tennessee to play a show. Oh, yeah, distillery in Tennessee. I'm trying to think. My really good one, I had two. I played at a dispensary in Tennessee called Get Roasted Hemp Co. They were cool. I thought that was my best show in Tennessee. I played... where else? I mean, I do gigs there, but they're nothing to write home about. My first Tennessee gig was in June of 23. Could do a show. Hell yeah, if you can get booked. Email me at bobcatofficialmusic1@gmail.com. That's bobcatofficialmusic1@gmail.com. Tell me the town in Tennessee, and I'll tell you the potential dates there, because I have so many open dates. This month in Texas, I am screwed. You know, even today's show. I'm playing in Memphis. I got a house show at the Haven House. Haven House 901 is, I think, their Instagram. Look up Haven House's Instagram. They do shows there. They do house parties. Wow, Memphis Blues Fest. That's what's up. Honestly, the few times I've been to Memphis twice, I did not like that city. My first time was at House of Blues. It's very ambivalent, and if they didn't pay the $200 to the solo act on a Wednesday night, if any factor of that, if my night had to move between Thursday and Sunday, or the pay was any less than $200, it would have been a hard pass. And then I played on a Sunday night there. You said bobcatofficialmusic1@gmail.com. bobcatofficialmusic1@gmail.com. So, you know, it just feels very ambivalent, and people think that I am a blues guy. I am not. I'm a pop guy. No problem. So, like, I played on Beale Street, a place called the Tap Room. I gotta tell you, this place was it was just sad looking. I couldn't. I know there's history to Beale Street. Beale Street can be cool. Any town can be cool. I'm saying this in my 2024-25 state where I am and where it was that night. The Haven House, which hosts many of my friends, is probably going to be my best gig, other than the fact that the other two, I'm sure I'm not going to make $200 on a Sunday night at the Haven House. It'll be nice for me to crack 100 that night. But at least it'll be a little bit more enthusiastic of the crowd than I got to see at the Tap Room on Beale Street. I'll play at the Tap Room again. They were good to me. $229 they paid. That was the most money I ever expected to see from Memphis. And I think on the first show at the Hard Rock, it was a Hard Rock Cafe on a Wednesday night, which I think the place closed. It wasn't great. It was just kind of there. The night before, I was in, where was I? Oh, I was in Nashville. And the night afterwards, I was in Natchez, Mississippi, which is like 2-3 hours down at a place called Smoot's Grocery. That was cool. That I played with my friend Chris Hartfield from Bearded Chieftains. You emailed me. All right, when I'm done with the live stream, I'll check out your email. And he has this side project, I forget what it's called, Moby's Trip. And he's a great guy. Like, he's a friend. His whole band, the Bearded Chieftains, I encourage you to check them out. You know, that night in Nashville the night before that in Nashville, so it would have been June 14th. Where would I be most interested in playing? Any place they'll have me that's a long route. Gotta be a long route. If it's a weeknight, Monday to Wednesday, I try to earn 100. If it's a Thursday or Sunday, I try to earn 200. And Sunday, I need 2 gigs. So I gotta find one that's a half hour away. Somehow those 2 days I gotta average out 200. Friday, Saturday gigs, I need 300 a pop. So I need really, on a Friday, I really can only get 1. On a Saturday, I can get 2. So if there's 2 $200 gigs on a Saturday, that's good. Or 1 $300 gig on a Saturday. And the Friday has to be 300 because it's hard to, I'd love to find even on a Friday, 2 150 gigs that are in close proximity to each other are better than the one $200 gig, or even the one $300 gig. I'd rather it be 2 close in proximity. Oh, I would love to do that. And festivals, I'm a little bit more open. I'm a little bit more lenient because it's a festival. But the way I've seen it go over, if people expect to hear the blues and they see me, they're going to be disgruntled. Genre-wise, I am really psychobilly. That's really my genre. It's just who I am in my bones from playing in psychobilly bands for so long. And that's my scene. And I realized when I was out of that scene, not out, all the New York scene, they all know me. They're all my friends. There's tons of people there. I don't want to get big. I want to get, I want to really get to the point where I'm doing those numbers, what I just told you, 100 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in close proximity to each other. No 8-hour drives. Maybe 1 4-hour drive a week. Maybe 2 2-hour drives a week. I want every drive to be under 1 hour for the day, or have 2 very close gigs right next to one another. I can play a restaurant, I can play stuff like I'm mobile. I live in my van. That's why me staying in a hotel room, a $50 days in hotel room in Amarillo feels luxurious. I'm like, this is too rich for my blood at this moment. Yeah, I used to live on Long Island. I had a very nice place. I still go back to see my family, but I'm not, I try to, it's hard for me to do that now because I'm on a very limited budget. Every time a gig cancels, I'm like, oh shit, how am I going to pay this bill this month? How am I going to pay that bill? What guitars do I sell? What pedals do I sell? I know. The sky is the limit. I know I can book gigs every day within a 1-hour radius and earn those monies. George, what's going on, dude? Hey, man, Happy New Year to you, George. But right now, that's what and what I do is I book an anchor gig. The anchor gig comes on one of those 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I get at or close to that $300 mark for that gig. And it's got to be like a state over from the anchor gig last week. And anything within 4 hours is game. If it's a 4-hour drive, I want to see at least that 300. And if it's a 1-hour drive or less, I'm doing multiple in a day. I work with you on the, how did you start booking gigs? Did you call? Oh, no one calls me. I can guarantee you that. Not at my, right now I have 3,000 followers on my YouTube and about 4,500 on my Instagram. That's not enough to get them to be calling me. You need 100,000 followers to 1 million followers on these two or TikTok to get called for gigs. Every now and then a place might reach out and say, hey, I like your sound. Or festivals that, oh, thanks, George. See, George and I used to work together at Ollie's from 2007 to 2012. And then we worked together at my taxi company for a little bit, and he just found me here. So I'm glad you reached out. So like, every now and then, do here's the thing. Do they reach out to me? No, I reach out to them. I like it best done on a Instagram DM because that's where I have Instagram or Facebook DM because that's where I got the most followers. Or on an email where they check out the YouTube channel because that's the most relevant. YouTube is the best tool and is the biggest one because it's owned by Google. Outside of that, Instagram reaches millennials, which I am one by a few months. Facebook reaches Gen X, which also I am technically Gen X. I'm the youngest Gen X by a few months. And TikTok reaches Gen Z, which I am not Gen Z. I don't appeal to Gen Z, but I'm nearing 1,000 subs on my TikTok. Twitter, I don't bother with. I don't even bother really with Facebook anymore, other than I do have 10,000 followers on Facebook. For what it's worth, it's good to have the Facebook. Do I think any of them actually give a shit? No, but I don't care. It's nice to have that, especially if I'm sending a Facebook DM. Most venues where I can earn what I need to earn to keep a roof over, and I'm not talking this roof. I'm talking my van. Keep my van running, keep it going to the next show. I don't starve. I don't go delinquent on my bills. My bills right now are car insurance, health insurance, phone. I got 2 phones going. I got a tablet that I got to get repaired. If I had a tablet, I'd be going live on my TikTok as well. And Instagram. I'm sure the numbers would be highest on my Instagram, second highest on my YouTube, third highest on my TikTok. Again, I know who my demographic is. It's either Gen X or millennial, or if it's YouTube's the more basic, one size fits all. I realize it's not the only one, and if I gotta choose, it's Instagram over the other 2 or 3. But YouTube always gets top billing. It always gets my better phone. That's why you see me on a better camera on YouTube than on Instagram. YouTube, I also earn a few bucks every stream. So it's good. That's why I'm live now for almost 2 hours. So that's really the structure of how I structure it. Instant lights. Late millennial, early Gen Z here. So you must have been born around like 2000. Damn, I can't believe how much older I am than you. So that's really my thing. But when I reach out and they see the 10,000 Facebook followers, they're like, oh, this guy clearly does something right. 95. All right, you're not a Gen Z. You're a millennial if you're born in 95. So when they see that and they see, 4,000 Instagram followers, 4,500 Instagram followers, 3,000 YouTube. I always try to push them to the YouTube first. Because that'll show you the most diversity and the most consistently posted on. Instagram I go on every day just because, but I realize my time is better spent on the YouTube. Because that's how I... reach out and I say, oh, I give a prime date and I give a not so prime date. If they say, I just figure every place is structured. Matt Kilroy, what's going on, dude? On Instagram. I'm live on Instagram and YouTube. So now I give a Saturday and a Sunday, and I see what the structure is at the place. I see what the market is like in that city. I try to, or that region of the country. Unlike if it's North Carolina, which is my best market, I do 300, no problem on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I do like 100 or two. Like that's my ideal market for right now. I'm still having a hard time booking some dates in North Carolina for March. But if I consistently reach out, I know I will fill those dates, short drive times, fair pay, fair promotion. I can kind of build out from there. Now, every other market from there is a little bit, for instance, the Washington market is almost as good, but I have a little bit more club dates that are door deals. Door deals are okay. I just don't want a door deal for my Friday, Saturday night unless I have a brewery or tap room with some sort of guarantee right before that in an area not too far away from that. So, for instance, here's what I consider right. On Friday, December 13th, Friday the 13th of last month, I had Free Will Brewing booked from, I think, like 6 to 8 p.m. for $150. They came back to me and they said $150. Now, I know that I should be doing twice as much on a Friday night in San Francisco, or that part of California where prices are sky high. Gas is well over $4 in that area. If, I have a specific type of food that I eat every day. I like either a pound of roast beef or, burgers or something. Cooked very clean with no oils, no butters, no funky seasonings with MSG. Right? Yeah, put the guitar down for a second. But I know that's not enough to sustain me on a Friday night. So what I did was, okay, 6 to 8. That only covers my 6 to 8 hour. I get there early. I set up early. I start the live stream early. And then the minute that is over, I hightail it. I drive about a half hour up to join Winter's Tavern. Now, Winter's Tavern does not pay guarantees. I love working with Winter's Tavern. I understand their parameters, and they start late. And, when I start talking to the promoter, Gremlin Productions, CJ, awesome guy to work with, lovely guy. But I understand Winter's Tavern. That's a music tavern that caters to the San Francisco Bay Area punk rock scene. It was with relevant bands to me. Shout out to Fornus, my NorCal brothers in arms. Punk Rock Time Machine was on that gig. So that gig was also relevant. But me having to make ends meet on tour, and everyone on that bill understands, I got to make ends meet. There's 2 days to make money and 7 days to lose money. So I really need those 2 days to make as much money as possible, play as many gigs in as short of a distance as possible, because that'll ultimately help me get more of a spread in the San Francisco area. Those two together are the best case scenario. If I found a $300 gig on that, for the early part of the evening, I would have rescheduled my Free Will Brew, but that was the best I could find. Another scenario. Next Friday, January 17th, I am booked at Javelina Watering Hole in Kingville, Texas, which is right outside Corpus Christi. They pay $100. That's the only guarantee I have next week. And I put this on me. I did not do a good enough job booking my leg of tour in East Texas for January of 2025. Now, I have had a history of bad Okay to lackluster. I can't say bad. Nothing's bad. Every show is good provided it's short travel time, some amount of money, some amount of getting, in with the community. There's potential. One bad show doesn't make it bad. It's just say, hey, this has to change. If the venue's going to be really stingy, they get a Monday to Wednesday night. If they're going to, lowball me and say, okay, well, we pay $75 for music on a Friday night. Understood. Could we possibly do this on a Wednesday night? At worst, maybe a Thursday night. If I don't have to travel, they promote on their end. That means mainly Instagram posts. I want to be seeing Instagram posts from the venue. If they're not able to meet the guarantee, hey, they're getting people in their door, they're promoting to their people, hey, this guy's coming out. I get it. Not that big of a name. I show up the day of a gig at like 1, 2 o'clock most days if I have a short drive time. Because first thing I do when I wake up, I wake up, I realize this part of the country, it's crazy to drive at night. You're not in urban center East Coast. You're not in close urban center California or even close urban center Midwest. You're talking like the Ohio cities. If I'm talking about, the boondocks, those like towns that are off state roads and county roads and US routes, that's not easy driving. That's much worse driving. I do them. Hey, you know what? I do great in like Aberdeen, South Dakota. I had 2 gigs or placed perfectly. One was a country bar where the people couldn't care less what was playing inside, but they sort of were interested, so they stuck around for the first like hour or so. And then the night before that, I played at RNA Bar was the second night. Red Rooster Coffee. And Red Rooster Coffee is kind of the opposite. RNA Bar paid fairly, so I had to take that gig. But the 23rd, Red Rooster Coffee House, that doesn't make guarantees. I met the owner. He's a cool guy. I forget his name, but I will be back there in May. I understand the parameters. I said, hey, could we try for a Wednesday night? Anything works. I never say no. I never say, oh, I'm too good for that. No. I always try to make a deal. I'm like, all right, if this is your structure, then this is my day. This is your structure. This is my day. $300 and en route for most of an extent. I'll build my tour around it. I won't exclusivize it. Like if there's a $300 and then a down the block gig that pays $100, I got to take the 2. I'm not a big enough name to deter people from going from one to the next. And a few places understand that. Mainly my friends in Rochester, Minnesota that work together help the touring musicians. I'm so happy that I'm there 3 shows in the same city in 2 nights. Now I just got to land a Sunday brewery gig there. And this is why I like a place like Rochester. Obviously, not in January. In early April, I'm even taking a gamble for Minnesota. I don't love that unless it's the summer. Minnesota is some of the worst weather in the country. Right now I think Amarillo is cold because it's, 25, 30 degrees. But in Minnesota, so I'm playing at a brewery opening, okay, pay $100, good. The fact that I have 2 other gigs in Rochester, Minnesota, there's Planet Fitness, even though a friend lets me stay over, there's a Planet Fitness where I can get my exercise in, and trust me, there's enough, decent food places I can eat at. The main thing I like about Minnesota is the Targets there, because that's their home state, and they have the best Targets. Right? The Targets have a deli, and they serve boar's head, low-sodium roast beef, which is kind of like my ideal. That's my Target roast beef. Boar's head, low-sodium roast beef consists of the beef, salt, pepper, garlic. That's it. And not too much salt either. That's perfect. The next best scenario is like North Carolina, how I can do a brewery most dates and then do a club date later on that night. You know, and that's really what helps. Short travel time. I'm not enough of a name. Jewel Kiss 17 joined. I'm not enough of a name to create a radius. And places that do a radius, I think, are just, for these smaller name acts, realize they'll get better turnout, if anything, by letting them do more shows around town. Again, not all showcase gigs. Hey, you play clubs and showcase gigs, yeah, that kind of needs a radius. But playing, a brewery and then a showcase gig, that works. But not just a showcase gig. That can never just work with me. I need the brewery to pay the money to hedge against the showcase gig. Showcases, I've been on some bad showcase gigs where the bill is too diverse, where, and then I've found the right showcase gigs. There are a few in LA that I thought were the right. Oh, Phoenix. Phoenix was my best club gig. It was me, Nick Fairtooth's new bands, and Black Jackets from San Diego. I thought that was a great gig. There's so many people that came out. Phoenix has a great scene. Mainly because Nick Fairtooth, he clearly handed out flyers, got his friends to come. See, I don't know people. And even if I do go flyering, they see me as a random dude. I'm not just going to hand out a flyer to, how do you say it? If nothing tells me that you listen to punk rock or some form of psychobilly or rockabilly or some kind of power pop or just some sort of music, like you're a music person, I'm not going to bother you. I'm going to do you the favor of acting like you don't exist. Because it's like someone comes up to me. I only like talking to people who, and I feel the same thing. If you're going to be an NPC, but if that person's wearing a certain type of shirt, a patch, a vest, a certain type of haircut that is only in one of those scenes, namely, the quiff or the pompadour, and prominent sideburns, I'll be like, hey, I think you might listen to similar music to me. Something about you, like me, you kind of tell I listen to rockabilly, I listen to punk, I listen to psychobilly. Even though I don't have the hair, the sideburns kind of give it away. This is the last of its ilk. I might order again in March when I see my friend E-Bomb. That's Eric Bruce. He was a great tour manager for the Arkhams. Miss him. Miss working with him more than any other tour manager. Eric Bruce, man. If you ever want to be my tour manager, I will take you on any day of the week. Coney Island Rock and Roll Roadshow. Right as shit was getting good, but cabs industry just made it not. Made me think I could make money elsewhere. And I did for a short time and then gave that up because too much chaos. George, if you're listening, you know that all too well. I'm sure some of the other people from that industry might be in the chats on my YouTube or Instagram. Made a lot of friends, made a lot of enemies in that, but it is what it is. So that's really my take on that. And, having this, that sort of life, you guys sell the product as something. And when I get the vibe, based on how the first response goes to a given email. Venue wants to sell tickets, I must hedge against that. Venue's like, oh, sell tickets to your show. I must hedge. I don't say no, but I hedge. If they have a minimum that they gotta get paid, I hedge against them because I know I won't see anything until they get paid. And that's when I really like jump at an opportunity, like to jump ship from that to the next one. If they say, "Oh, our minimum is $300 before you see a cent," dude, I'm a touring musician. I'll say yes to you because you will promote it, but I'll drop you like a hot potato the minute I find something with a $50 guarantee or a $100 guarantee that's somewhat close, or I'll just build it around that. I'm like, you're not guaranteeing me anything. Why do I gotta guarantee you exclusivity if you're not guaranteeing me what I need to make? But I understand you need to do you. You do you. So, in some places, like, don't book a show more than 30 miles outside of where we are. I'm like, dude, even if you were paying, it's not like I'm that big and it would hurt attendance at all. So that's really what it is. And, eventually enough places catch on that, kind of spreads like a wildfire. Enough places promote that it'll spread. Enough, I work with the right other bands and it spreads. And if it doesn't, I just keep experimenting till I do find something that works there in a given market. Some markets are great sometimes a year. I picked the wrong time of year for East Texas. I should have given East Texas 1 week. Given Florida 2 to 3 weeks. But even Florida, I'm not at a point where I can book every night. Florida is not great. North Carolina, where I like it, it's better weather. Almost the whole rest of the country is in some sort of turmoil. You look at California, and they got the wildfires. You look at this part of the country on up and north. It's like the only place you're safe right now is along I-10. And like Arizona I-10. I was just in Arizona I-10. I was just in Phoenix and Tucson. Weather wasn't great. Slept in my car. And I didn't have to turn on my AC, not my AC, my heat as much. But that's how it was. New Mexico also wasn't great, but I wasn't stuck in snow. So I'm like, not horrible. Here I'm stuck inside. I've been staying in hotels the last 2 nights. I'm like, I don't know where this money's coming from. I would have been just as happy to play at a pub for no money, go live at a pub for no money, and sleep in my car, but no place seemed interested in that. I'm not going to drive around to these places that don't answer their phones. And listen, I pitched 2 places. Like, hey, my show canceled. Well, we're slow tonight. Well, if you're slow tonight, wouldn't it make sense to have a live act to maybe liven things up? The answer is people give us stupid. I cost you nothing. I'm not using your PA. Just trying to earn some tips off of your bar because you have people there. Where I'm a guy on tour, I need to make something every day and not spend more than I make. But it is what it is. I'm in this hotel room and I'm just going to keep going live. I'm being a dead horse. Toast boy. Yeah. Come on, man. Stop being an NPC. If you want to join this community, come real. Don't, oh, shout out to my crotch. Dude, stop being an NPC. Be real. We're all here to experience music, learn a thing or two about songwriting. Booster by Alice in Chains. I never really learned this stuff. I could probably learn it. To me, Alice in Chains is, they're too heavy, too riffy. I was talking about this earlier. I don't really like riff rock. I like it melodic, Nirvana is a perfect example of melodic. It's like 90s rock that I do like. Walk by Pantera. Also, I never really learned this stuff because there's no melody I can hang on to. There's no... If you didn't have that riff and that... Creepy Tikis, what's going on? Like Nirvana, you got... That's a melody. I was never really a huge Nirvana fan, except, like, he does have good melodies, so, or Weezer, I haven't played this one in a while, but... Whitesell. Hey, what's going on, Sean Whitesell? Yeah, that song's got melody. It goes somewhere. It's an idea. I'm not saying that Alice in Chains or Pantera don't, but it's much less melodic than that. If you're talking about 90s rock, that's what I like. I like the Nirvanas. I like Weezer's. I like... There's like Green Day. Of course, I like Fastball. Oh, I know. It's a very good song. Sean Whitesell. When did you see me live? The band garden. Can I sing like a Rolling Stone? I could probably play it. Nano Class. Oh, thank you so much. Do I like your logo? I haven't seen the email yet. I haven't opened up my mail. I know I have to get to that. Nothing else matters. I don't really know that one all that well. But I'm going to sign off for a little bit. I might come back later tonight. All right, that's it for now.